Hello, Namaskar and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our sessions out there. This is Simran Singh and you are watching this particular live telecast of NCRT on eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Besides, we have so many different mediums through which you all can connect with us, and simultaneously you all can participate in our live sessions by raising your queries, your comments in the comment section of NCRT Official. That would be our YouTube channel. So it's around 4 p.m. on your watch, and regularly from 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. we have our special sessions for all of you. So today we are going to discuss on the series on digital initiatives in education, PM eVidya Augmented Reality. So viewers, do you already know about augmented reality or virtual reality? Do let us know in the comment section, or either if you are watching this program through television, then here is a contact number that's flashing on your screens. So feel free to give us a call in case of doubts at this number that says 8800440559, and a specific help desk mail ID is also right there on your screen. So in case of doubts, you can also reach out to us through training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. So before commencing the program, an important piece of information regarding G20 for all of you. We are proud of the fact that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in this year, that's 2023. The nation is deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history, as it seeks to play a very important role by finding global pragmatic solutions for the well-being of everyone, and in doing so, manifesting the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, or should I say the world as one family. So let's get back to our conversation on PM eVidya digital initiatives in education augmented reality. So providing us more insights into the conversation, here in studio we are joined by Dr. Yash Paul Sharma. Namaskar sir.
Namaskar ma'am, and thank you very much.
He is serving as an academic consultant at CIT NCRT. So sir, let's discuss in depth what are we going to discuss today.
So today we will be going through the different type of content, and specifically we concentrate on the augmented reality. Since the time is changing and new technologies has been coming in the market for the various purposes, and how we can use these technologies for teaching learning process along with the pedagogy in our school education.
So I'm quite sure that the session will turn out to be very interesting for everyone and we'll get to learn a lot. So let's get started.
Okay, so first we will go through the policy directions that we have, since we have the new education policy that was launched in 2020. So if we go through the national education policy, that envisages the use of different digital repositories of content, including creation of coursework, learning games and simulations, and also envisages the use of the various disruptive technologies like augmented reality, which we simply call the AR, virtual reality, VR, with a very clear public system of rating by users on effective and quality use, which has been given in the NEP 2020, the para 24.4b and 23b specifically. Then the policy recommends creating virtual laboratories also, and CIT NCRT has a lot of virtual labs which are available on Diksha portal, so that all students have equal access to quality, practical and hands-on experience-based learning experiences. And also the policy envisages that the mixed reality, that's XR, or we call the MR, that's a mixed reality or extended reality also sometime, that we call the XR. Skill labs will be provide learners experiment and learning under simulated environment. So if we go through the deeply as far as this NEP 2020 is concerned, so that give us the way that we should use these technologies for teaching learning process also. Okay, so as I said that there is a different type of content that we have around that, say for example, this document that we are using from the very long, and we have the image type of content where we see the images, are we are clicking a large number of photos every day with our mobile phones, and we are also using the images and graphics in our teaching learning process. Then we have the audio type of content where we only used to listen to the content, and NCRT has converted all the textbook of the NCRT into audio books. And then we have the video program, and we have almost 100% coverage of the video program also. And under this PM eVidya initiative, we have one class, one channel, and also we have one class and one YouTube channel also for every class that we have. And then we have the interactive type of content where the technical interaction is possible, a large number of content which is also available on Diksha. And then we have the immersive type of content, which is actually a new category of the content. And under this, we have this augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality.
All right. So, discussing at length about augmented reality, I believe in the first place, we all need to understand the concept. What is it all about?
Okay. So, as a definition, if we can see that augmented reality is a view of the real and physical world in which user find elements enhanced by computer generated simulations by overlaying graphics, music, animations, GPS markers, logs, etc. to augment the user environment. Okay, but as a layman, how do we understand that this is the augmented reality, or this is the virtual reality, or this is the mixed reality? So we can simply say that, for example, if I am going to teach a concept, okay, and with the help of some 3D software simulations, that concept is being augmented and presented to the user in their own environment. So it means whatever content or the simulations that we have is a part of the user's environment. It's only available. Like the simple example, we see the children are using that Snapchat filters. Okay, so then you see that the various filters that might be they are for using the eyebrows, or maybe some other filters or caps, sometimes as. So basically we call them the augmented reality filters because they set up within the user's environment, and definitely they are using the camera, and the mobile phone have a lot of sensors that provided the insight where we want to put that sensors, and we are using the same technology for the teaching learning process that we will definitely see in the when we demonstrating the PM eVidya augmented reality. Then we can see that all the content what we have displaying, all the simulations will be part of our own environment. So this is the basic, you can say, for a layman, the basic definition that was what augmented reality is.
So sir, it's quite comprehensible, the meaning of AR as you explained. So how is it different from virtual reality or mixed reality as we have heard in the recent times?
Yes, true. Because under this disruptive technology, we have this AR, VR, MR, even the AI also. So definitely, first we need to understand what's the difference between all these technologies. AR, as I said, that whatever content or the simulation that we have is a part of user's own environment. But in virtual reality, the things which are available virtually, if we see that things are that places, we feel them as a reality. But that requires some specific gadgets like VR box. Okay, so when we are able to see that content, the content which is virtually available, we feel them as a reality, and in this case the user is basically the part of that environment. So in augmented reality, I said the content is part of the user's environment, but in virtual reality, user is part of the content. Okay, so this is the main difference between the two, the augmented and virtual reality. And mixed reality, we can say that it's a combination of both these realities. Like you are inside the simulation and you are interacting with the simulations or the different things inside that virtual environment. So this is what we call is the mixed reality. But sometimes we say extended reality. So that term technically we are using for the metaverse type of things, where you have your own avatar and you are inside that. So it's the extended, means my part is being extended to that reality that we call the metaverse. So this is what we call is the extended reality.
So that is a more advanced form?
Yeah, definitely that's a more advanced form, and definitely one require advanced equipment also, because you require that head mounted devices, the VR box, and also to interact with the different gadgets. That depends in which type of metaverse actually you are inside it.
So let's understand more about AR application.
Yeah, definitely. So we will be starting with our PM eVidya Augmented Reality app. So this app is available on Play Store, so for Android users currently, and you can download it from the Play Store. So and install on your mobile devices, and then play the simulations. And the content inside the app is basically aligned with the NCERT textbooks. So let's have some demonstrations.
So can viewers also download this app right away?
Yes, definitely it's available on Play Store, so that they can download this app from there. Okay, so
So we will also be flashing our contact number towards our screen so that you all can understand it better, and straight away if you have any doubts, any queries in the session, so you can give us a call at this number.
so if you are able to see on the screen, so this is the PM eVidya Augmented Reality app. Let it open. So it has a very simple menu basically. Okay, so like you can choose the class and then the subject, then the chapter between that subject, and you can also choose the topic, and the topic are basically aligned with the different figure numbers of the NCERT textbook. So if you go to the class, we have currently we are working with the class 9th and 10th. Okay, so whatever class you want to choose, you can choose it. Say for example, you are choosing the class 9th, and then the subject will automatically come because currently we are developing the science simulation, and then choose a chapter. For example, from class 9th, the chapter first I am choosing. Okay, and then within that chapter you need to select the topic. So say for example, this is the first topic is the figure 1.1, that is a dissolution of salt water. Okay, so if I click on this one, then you need to download this activity, which is a few MB of the activity. Till the time it's downloading, so let me open my textbook of class 9th. Okay, so this is the textbooks of class 9th. So you can see the content that we have selected is basically the chapter 1. Okay, and the figure is 1.1. So as I said in my definition of augmented reality, like the Snapchat filter you are using, so definitely the camera will automatically be open. In this case also, when you download this content, then your camera will automatically be open. You can see my camera within the textbook also. Okay, so we need to scan this simulation. So
So what we are trying to do is we are trying to place our camera
yes,
directly on the
This
upwards of a book.
activity helps learners to explain the particle nature of matter.
okay. So when we scan this one, one time it need to be scanned only, and then you can maybe keep away from this image, basically this marker you can say. So then we have the different menus. You can see we have the learning, which is basically to run these simulations. We have the AR camera. If you click on this AR camera, so this background hindrance is basically, you can see this hindrance, it will be removed. You have a smooth background. Okay, then we have the hide description, because in this app the simulation have the description, the written points also, and the voiceover is also there. Okay, to have the learner. So if you want to hide that, you can click on this one, and then you can hide that content if you don't want to see it, and then you can close the activity after you the activity. Now follow the instruction. So for example, continue this one. So this simulation is basically interactive. You can scroll it to any side with your finger on your tab or your mobile phone. So it's a very interactive, and you can proceed further.
When we dissolve salt in water, the salt particles disperse into the spaces present between particles of water. The polar water molecules contain hydrogen ends, H delta plus, and oxygen ends, O delta minus, which interacts with the oppositely charged ions of the salt along with proper orientation. The positive part of the water molecules surrounds the negative chloride ions of salt, and the negative part of the water molecules surrounds the positive sodium ions of the salt.
So this is
The
basically,
attractions of the water molecules pull ions of salt apart, which also disrupt the lattice structure. And as a result, the free ions of salt are dispersed into water. In this way, the water dissolves the salt.
okay, so this is basically a very small
We
simulation.
can observe that particles of matter have space between them. We can justify why the dissolution of solid does not change the volume. We can conclude that intermolecular interaction is responsible for the dissolution.
Okay, so at the end of every activity we have the learning outcomes, and accordingly the learner can enjoy the simulation. This is basically a very small simulation. So we can have we will try the another one also. So for example, if you want to do something from the class 10, so you can choose the class 10 and then select the chapter. So let me select the chapter first, and then the simulation is 1.1, which is basically the burning of the magnesium ribbon, and let me download this activity. Till the time I am downloading activity, I will be opening the textbook required to scan this simulation. And not only textbook, you basically require that image, okay, that may be hard copy or the soft copy. So if you see, we have this chapter number 1, and this is the image basically that we need to scan. So since it is downloaded and the camera is automatically opened, okay, now we need to scan this one.
Learning objective. Let us learn what change takes place on burning of magnesium ribbon in the air. Caution. This lab activity needs the teacher's assistance. Students should wear suitable eyeglasses and laboratory coat. Click on the continue button to continue.
Okay, so accordingly you can click this AR camera to remove that background hindrances, and then you follow the instructions. So
Click on the sandpaper to rub it on the surface of the magnesium ribbon to remove the dirt from it.
okay, so voiceover is also there, and you can see the sandpaper is also highlighted. So click on this one.
Magnesium burns due to its reactive nature with oxygen. Click on the continue button to continue. Click on the tongs to hold the magnesium ribbon on the flame till it catches fire.
So click on the tongue.
Observation. When the magnesium ribbon starts burning, the bright white dazzling light is produced along with formation of white powder of magnesium oxide. Caution. Use safety glasses to see the flame. Click on the continue button to continue. When magnesium ribbon burns, it combines with oxygen present in the air and yields magnesium oxide in the form of white powder as shown in chemical equation. Click on the continue button, chemical change. Since in this change a new substance, magnesium oxide, is formed with different properties and composition from magnesium and oxygen. It is a chemical change. Click on the continue button, learning outcomes. We can observe that magnesium ribbon burns with the bright light and produces white powder of magnesium oxide. We can explain that burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. We can use scientific convention to write chemical equation for burning of magnesium ribbon.
So this is one more activity that we just see from the class 10. So likewise we will be demonstrating alongside taking your questions.
And so, till now we have seen the activities for class 9th and 10th, and we would like to know what are the classes being covered and what are the different subjects available over there.
Yeah. Currently, we are developing for class 9th and 10th, and we have started with the science. So, since we have a new session from April, definitely, so every year we have a new session. So, this time we will taking some more concepts specifically from the lower classes, and some of the important concept from the higher classes, senior secondary specifically,
All right.
like the dissection of frogs, because currently these things are banned by the government. So students actually need to have some hands on. So we are in the process of developing these type of content so that they can dissect the frog right here with their mobile phone. They don't actually need the actual frog to dissect. So we will be taking that concepts.
And sir, another question related to that is, does AR or VR plays a big role only when it comes to science experiments, or can we use it for like mathematics and different subjects? What is the major area that AR and VR targets in terms of different subjects and not only science?
Definitely, this techniques that we have in augmented reality, that's we can use in almost all subject areas. Okay, not just in science. In fact, our own Regional Institute of Education, Ajmer, has developed some content in mathematics also, and in the languages it has a very much important, because say for example, some third-party apps are currently available. We will definitely develop such content also. That say for example pronunciations.
Yes.
Okay, so you can, with the augmented reality, you have a dummy teacher in front of you, and then you can speak the sentence, they can correct it, or they can speak the sentence, you can correct it. So this augmented reality have a possibility in almost all subject areas, not just in science. But since in science we have some practicals. Okay, so most of the school, or maybe in some of the school, we don't have the labs. Okay, if we have the labs, then we don't have the infrastructures,
Accessibility.
or maybe say for example this chemical change that we have just seen that. So we have some less quantity of this magnesium ribbon, say for example. So before having the actual hands-on on that content or the experiment, we should first perform this experiment to see that how what is the effect. Because when this magnesium ribbon was worn, it was just in few seconds dazzling light. It says it gives the dazzling light. So you actually need to know that when it comes, that the dazzling light and that white powders, because after that it will become black or something like this. Okay, so that part is very important. So if you do it virtually first with the augmented reality, then it will be better. That where you need to focus.
Of course, I do believe that it enhances our practical knowledge. You might not do it practically, but the hands-on on this will turn out to be very beneficial for everyone using it. So we would also like to know about the handset compatibility of the AR application that we are demonstrating.
Okay, so if you see this augmented reality as a technique or tool, so since we have developed this app by using the Unity software, and the Unity software is freely available, Unity game engine basically, and any mobile phone having the Android version 4.1 and above, which currently we call a smartphone, so it will work smoothly on all these devices. But still, since when we are developing this app, we are checking it with the different various handsets basically. So if there is any issue with the any of the mobile with the users, so they can send the feedback to CIT. So definitely we will see that.
And sir, is it available only for Android users or iOS also?
Yes, currently it's only available for Android users, but this year we will try for iOS also.
And sir, we would also like to know about the involvement of CIT and CRT in the development of the AR application.
So CIT, which is basically the constituent unit of NCRT, this is a pioneering institute. You can see we have a very good administration over there to work on the innovative technologies basically. And CIT, even the first app, that was ePathshala augmented reality, that was launched in 2017 itself by the then Honorable Minister of Education, basically HRD Minister at that time, Dr. Nishank. So definitely CIT's role is biggest in this country for developing all these innovative content and tools for the school education specifically. So definitely CIT has a very big role. So
So, sir, the another important question that arises in our mind is the need of AR VR content, especially its integration in education, and also the requirements in order to set up this application. Now, what else is required? First, the need, and then the scope.
Yes, so need, if we can say that, we have just seen the simulations that we just demonstrate. Okay, so where the learner can see that before going to the actual laboratory, definitely they have this hands-on simulation and 3D simulations. You can rotate it to any side to see the angles. We will also see some of the biological content from the biology, where you can see that you will able to see the different organs actually, okay, which we are not able to understand with the 2D type of content, that's the image that we are using. So in virtual reality also, say for example, if the teacher wanted to teach about the space, so it's not possible to just think about the space and you will in space, but if you have virtual reality content, so definitely you will feel that you are actually inside the space. So need is very much important, because as per the need, these technologies are definitely helpful. The second question that you asked, that how the setup is required for
Yes,
this one.
the requirements.
So it's a different for the different technologies. For augmented reality, you simply require one mobile phone or the smartphone, I can say, and a working internet connection.
Okay.
So as far as our content is concerned, so definitely we are aligned with the textbooks. So you also require the textbook. That particular image as the textbook. It doesn't matter it's a hard copy, it's a soft copy, it's a Xerox or something, but you actually require that target image to scan with the help of the mobile phone. For virtual reality, you require some head mounted devices, HMD, that we simply call, or the VR box you can say. And the mixed reality also, you require some good some advanced headsets. So as you can see that CIT, I think it's one of the first institute that develop experiential learning center in school education, where we are demonstrating the different technologies like AR, VR, MR, and virtual labs that we are demonstrating. And definitely the school can also the different states, they are coming with the same they are replicating these ELCs in their own setup. So definitely that's required over there.
And how do you see its integration into our classrooms? Can it enhance the classroom experiences?
Yes, definitely it enhances the classroom experiences. As I said that some of the concept that require the special intervention of these technologies, okay, like in virtual reality or in mixed reality, you can say what's happening inside the plant when they suck the mineral from the earth. So we have this type of content in our ELC. So if you see that type of content by using this head mounted devices, you actually feel that you are moving along with the water molecules. So that's definitely a very realistic type of things for the learner. So definitely it's very helpful.
So, sir, another important aspect that might arise in the minds of various viewers watching this program is the security aspect. So, whenever we are talking about technology, obviously there are certain pros and there are certain cons. But when we talk about technology's integration, ICT's integration into the classroom, it has served fruitful benefits. So, how do you see that?
Okay, so as far as security is concerned, see, for augmented reality, we don't have any such threat, because we are propagating this PM eVidya AR app.
Yes.
So definitely it is available on Play Store. You can securely download it as you are downloading the other mobile application, and the content which is available in the PM eVidya AR, it's developed by the CIT and CRT in-house, and so there is no security issues. But definitely when we are using the other content like the mixed reality or the extended reality, then there is a security issue, because your avatars are interacting with the other avatars from the universe, or you can say from the different countries. So definitely then there is a security issue, but in AR there is no such threat.
And so one of the curious questions from our viewer is, how does augmented reality works? What is the processing behind it? As you created it,
Yes.
you are the core member of the team in developing this application. So from your experience, we would like to know how was the process, the initial ones, and when you concluded it?
Yes, first let me tell you that augmented reality, you can say it's of different type. Like you have seen that we scanned that our image from the textbook and we got the simulation. But sometimes we don't need to scan if you are using some other freely available content. So augmented reality is of two types. One is that require a marker to scan. So we call this marker based augmented reality, and other one is the marker less augmented reality, where you doesn't require. But if you recall my definition of augmented reality, that it also uses your sensors like GPS. So where you want to locate that content, so in that case they are using the sensors. So augmented reality is of two types. So and the process of development, so since we are developing this content in house, so we have a team of experts, both subjective and technical experts. So we are developing by involving all these experts. First we are writing the scripts as per the concept which is available in NCERT textbook, and then we are converting that scripts into storyboards, and then we are developing the 3D simulations on the basis of that storyboards, and then the voiceover that you have seen, it is recorded in our own studios by inviting some experts, and we have this continuous process. And then the coders, they can by using this Unity game engine, they actually compiling all these concept and making that simulations to be active and provided our with our PM eVidya, which is available on our own servers, rendered through the Play Store. So this is the process that we are involving, and in between we have a very rigorous review process.
Research.
Yes, definitely, because when we are writing the scripts, so storyboards, it follows the instructional design, okay, and then the media selections, ki kahan pe kaun si cheez wo aayegi, that we need to know, and then we have the review of the scripts, we have the review of the storyboards, we have review of the audio content, and we have the review of the final version of this augmented reality content.
And so particularly in terms of education and the classrooms, what are the changes that we could see in the classrooms? For example, when I used to study, so what happened was our teachers, they prepared their lectures and they delivered the lectures. So I was one of the shy students. I didn't have I didn't have the confidence to raise my hand and ask that I have a doubt in this. So there was a communication gap back then in the conventional methods of teaching and learning, of course, where there was a communication gap and the learning gap between the teacher and student. So with the applications of technology, the ICT integration, AR, VR, do you think that the gap will be filled?
Yes, definitely. As we are saying that we have developed this content, basically anyone can use this content. So for example, if teacher in the classes, they wanted to align and they wanted to teach this concept, they use this technique as a tool, supplementary content with their textbooks. So but the same content is available to students also, like in your case, okay. So say for example, you don't ask the question and you are not getting that notes or something else, but the app is available, you can try it at your home. So definitely the content is yours. So in that case, it's very helpful for both students, learners and their parents, and the teacher educators also for their research purposes.
So, sir, here we are talking about technology and being technically sound. So, there might be some teachers or students who feel that we are not that tech savvy or technocrats. So, is it like easy to use?
Yes, definitely, it's a very easy to use. We have seen that you can just download, anyone can download the app from the Play Store, and then as per instruction in the menu, we have very simple menu. You can choose the content and download, and then you can just go through the content. So I don't think that it require any training, but if you have seen that CIT is rendering the training from time to time on all our initiatives, including this one also. So if they wanted training, CIT is always here to train them, and previous sessions are also available. So anyway, it doesn't require any special interventions, but how to use pedagogically, that's actually important. So accordingly, they see our sessions and they can use this type of content.
So, sir, we will also be discussing about the future plans of the organization in terms of AR, VR, but I would also like to know about the future scope of augmented reality and virtual reality. How do you see that?
Technically, any content or any tool which is available in the market, it's being enhances over the time. It comes with the new features, it comes with the bug fixing, it comes with the different versions. You can see anything you can choose. Even the Android, we have the I think the 12 or 13 version is coming up. Okay, so likewise, as I said earlier, we have this ePathshala augmented reality app. So now we have the enhanced version. This is a PM eVidya Augmented Reality app version. So what's the difference between the two? In the previous version, if you scan the content, you actually continuously need to hover your mobile phone on that content. Okay, but in this case now in PM eVidya, you just need to scan it once and then you can perform your simulations. So definitely in future plans, with the change in the technology, we will definitely incorporate more things like you may be we are maybe in the process of developing the question answer and the assessment within that app, because currently if we do that, so then the size of the content is increased, okay, because this is a 3D and 360 content, you can rotate it to any side. So in some of the simulations we have incorporate, but maybe in future we have some more novelties of using the technologies, and then accordingly, and maybe some accessibility features that is available on the mobile phone that we can we are able to have that features in AR also.
So, sir, you mentioned about three-dimensional. So, is it the same like 3D and 2D or 4D, 5Ds that we are seeing, or if there's a difference, what is the basic underlining of that?
See, we have only three directions actually. Okay, so 2D content is like the image you can see.
Yes.
And then we have, but these are the 3D and 360 simulations. 3D means you can see the difference between this and this hand. Okay, so in a three-dimensional space you can see it, and the 360 you can rotate it to any side. But other terms we can use the 4D and 5D and 7D. These are basically the other enhances. Not we are using in augmented reality, but in theater you can see we have that ambience, we have that smell, maybe water is pouring as per the scene which is available. So these are just that things. But our content is only 3D in augmented reality.
And sir, nowadays we are all using GPS in order to track the locations. So what kind of process is included in that? Is it also related to AR?
Now, yes, AR is also uses this GPS markers, but our app doesn't require any that permissions. It simply you install. It doesn't require basically any permission, because we are not storing any data. We are not storing, not requiring anything, but only we are using the camera. It requires only camera permission. While once when you install it, it will tell you that you need to give the permission for the camera only. Otherwise, we don't require any permission to use. But
so does it ask about the name and the mobile number of the users?
No, doesn't. It doesn't require anything. Just install the app, give the permission for the camera, because camera is utmost requirement for any augmented reality resource. So which is also required for this one to scan the target image on that NCRT textbooks. So that's it.
So any Android mobile that has got a camera, we can try and use this application and try doing different experiments.
To any mobile phone with the Android version 4.1 and above, which we call the smartphone, because 4.1 below 4.1 even your social media will not work. So any mobile, any smartphone will work.
And does it also work on systems or computers?
No, it will not work, because augmented reality, as I said, that it requires some sensors and the camera. So if that definitely it's a APK which is not compatible with the window require exe file, so it is not compatible. This is simply it's a APK. It's only work for the Android phone.
So, sir, you have briefly described about the two types of augmented reality. So, our viewers again would like to know about these different types along with the applications and where they are used.
Yeah, that's actually depend. Okay, which type of content that we are using. Simply, say for example, our app, it's require the marker to scan, but as I said that Snapchat doesn't require any marker. So your camera will automatically open, but the sensors will see that light ambient sensors it has. Okay, so then they can see that where need to position, and they will use the GPS, and accordingly they will place that matters. But our app only require the content which is available in NCRT textbooks and which is available in on the app. So I think we can have more demonstration.
Of course, we may.
We can understand better. So now I have taken some printout actually. So for example, if you don't have your textbook with you, so I have taken this printout. You can see. So these are the black and white, and as I said that you actually require these images to scan. So since app is already open, so I need to scan this one.
The human alimentary canal, digestive system. Learning objective. Let us learn about the human alimentary canal. Click on any button from the side panel to learn more about it.
Okay, so here you see that I have printed this image from the NCERT textbooks, which is you can say the figure is 6.6. It means it's a class 10 and chapter 6 and figure number 6.6. Okay, so if you have this image, you can download it from the internet, or you can scan it, or you can open this image on the other mobile phone or screen on your laptop, and you scan with this app, and it will be live. Okay, so as you can say that you can click on the AR camera, so it will remove that background hindrances, and you have a clear picture of this simulation you can see. Now within this single simulation we can handle the three concept basically. Maybe you wanted to know about the alimentary canal, okay, maybe the accessory organs, or maybe a complete process of digestion. You can see we have the menu at the bottom. Okay, so it has the same menu. You can hide this content also, and you can zoom in, zoom out to the maximum to see from all sides. So let's directly go to the process of digestion. So click on this menu.
Learning objective. Let us see how digestion of food take place in the human body. Click on any button from the side panel to see the human digestive process.
Okay, so the process is breakdown into small steps, like the ingestion, the peristaltic movements, that the movements of the food from the mouth to the stomach, then the secretion from the stomach and the other glands, then the process of digestion, then the absorption, and then the excretion. So let's start with this ingestion.
Ingestion. The very first step involves chewing. The salivary glands along with the tongue helps to moisten and lubricate food before being pushed down into the food pipe. Salivary glands. The saliva contains an enzyme called salivary amylase that breaks down starch, which is a complex molecule, to give simple sugar. The food is mixed thoroughly with saliva and moved around the mouth while chewing by the muscular tongue.
Okay, so here we can see that we are saying the salivary glands. Okay, so we can see the location. Okay, you can see it from any side, from any angle. You can zoom in, zoom out to see this location, which normally we are unable to see in a single 2D image.
Peristaltic movement. From the mouth, the food is taken to the stomach through the food pipe or esophagus. The lining of canal has muscles that contract rhythmically in order to push the food forward. These peristaltic movements occur all along the gut. Secretion. The stomach is a large organ which expands when food enters it. The muscular walls of the stomach help in mixing the food thoroughly with digestive juices of stomach, liver, and pancreas. This mixture is called chyme.
Okay, so then we have the secretion from the different glands, like you can say the gastric glands.
Gastric glands. The digestion in stomach is taken care of by the
We
gastric
have the pancreas, we have the liver secretion,
Liver.
and then we
Liver
can go to the
secretes
digestion.
digestion. The process of converting complex food particles into simpler substances in the presence of enzymes and acids secreted by different digestive organs.
Then the process of
Absorption.
absorption.
This process begins in the small intestine, where most of the nutrients and minerals are absorbed. The walls of the small intestine contain glands which secrete intestinal juice. The enzymes present in it finally convert the proteins to amino acids, complex carbohydrates into glucose, and fats into fatty acids and glycerol.
And then excretion.
Excretion. The unabsorbed food is sent into the large intestine, where its wall absorbs more water from this material. The rest of the material is removed from the body via the anus. The exit of this waste material is regulated by the anal sphincter. Learning outcome. The human digestive system, also known as alimentary canal, is a complex series of organs and glands that processes food. The digestive system allows us to break down the food we eat to obtain energy and nourishment. It also has to excrete waste.
Okay, so like in this simulation, you can see uh, we can also use the images to see, because we have this image of digestive system in our NCERT textbook also. We have the video programs for this also. What this augmented reality is help to visualize in more clear form that the different position of the glands, you can rotate it to see from any side. So definitely the content is more engaging for the learners.
Of course, sir. And as we are moving towards the culmination of the program, so I would also like to know about the future plans ahead.
So definitely, as we said earlier also, so future plan is to develop the content from the other subject areas also, and high priority concept specifically from the senior secondary classes, like the digestion of frog and other annelids. So we are developing that type of content. Apart from this development, we are also will try to translate the content into different languages like Hindi and some other language that will be prioritized.
Surely, and we would also like to have a concluding message from your end to all the viewers, audiences watching the program out there.
Okay, so today we have demonstrated some of the content from our PM eVidya Augmented Reality mobile app. So this app is available on the Play Store. You can download it on your Android phone, and you require internet working connection and textbook for the NCERT for any classes. So you choose the content from the app, then download that activity, and then scan that particular image from the NCERT textbooks. The textbooks may be in the form of hard copy, soft copy, or maybe you have some Xerox images. So then you scan it, and you can enjoy the content and give us the feedback. If there is any issues with the app or the content, you can write to us.
Thank you so much, sir, for delivering the important aspects regarding the digital initiatives in education, PM eVidya, augmented reality, and we are sure that we are going to have so many sessions ahead regarding augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. Thank you for your time and for this in-depth explanation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to all the viewers for connecting with NCERT in this live interactive session. So before wrapping up this program, an important piece of information regarding the availability of NCERT textbooks for all of you. You may listen it very carefully. NCERT textbooks for the academic year, that is 2023 to 2024, are available throughout the country. So these textbooks may be purchased directly from NCERT sales counters that are located in New Delhi, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Kolkata and Guwahati. Also, these sales counters will be functional on all the weekdays, including gazetted holidays, that would be Saturdays and Sundays. The timings would be 9:30 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. in the evening. So you may also place an order for the books online from our website that is flashing on your screens. It is ncertbooks.ncert.gov.in. Again, I am repeating, the website is ncertbooks.ncert.gov.in, and these books will be delivered right away at your doorsteps with no delivery charge. And if you want the soft copy of the books, that is the PDF version of the textbooks of NCERT, then they can also be downloaded completely free from NCERT, Diksha, ePathshala website and our mobile application. So please visit the website, that is ncert.nic.in, to know more about the authorized vendors. Once again, a word of thanks for all of you connecting with us in this live interactive session. And again, an important announcement regarding G20. We are proud of the fact that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in this year, that's 2023. The nation is deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history, as it seeks to play a very important role by finding global pragmatic solutions for the well-being of everyone, and in doing so, manifesting the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, or should I say the world is one family. Thank you once again to all of you for connecting with us. So don't go anywhere. Next up we have our session of Sahyog, where we try to provide guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support to all the students, viewers, audiences watching our program out there. So keep watching eVidya channels and take very good care of yourself. Namaskar.